Good morning, everybody. Back on the log deck build for my sawmill, and yeah, it's Sunday morning, beautiful morning, no wind. I don't know, it's 12, 15 degrees. But here's my setup. Watch out, Evan. Here's the photo bomb. So I got my Blue Eddy solar generator hooked up to my compressor so I can air up my tire. And then I also have my little jump pack on my battery. I haven't started this probably for a month. Yeah, it was before Christmas. So she always needs a little help, especially on cooler mornings. So that's where we're at. So just get this going. Then we'll get back on log deck over there. I need something heavier duty to push those road ties for my post down. So I've been having issues with that tire for a couple months now. I got to take it in. It's off the bead and just gets to be such a pain in the butt. I can get a ratchet strap and seal it down, and it'll take care of then, but definitely got to probably just put a tube in it, $20 and call it. Alright, so she's going. We'll let that warm up. In the meantime, we're going to go get a heavy duty ratchet strap so I can seal that bead. I'll bring you back when I'm doing that. So as you can see, that did the trick. Now I got to get the John Deere 855 fired up. That was inside, so that should be good to go. And then we'll start on those other two posts. So this is the last of my smaller ones. When you order railroad ties, they're really not that consistent. They can be 7x9, 8x9, and any measurements in between. So this one's going to need a little more persuasion. This one went in pretty sweet. So right now I got the Kubota hooked up to the battery charger, and I'm probably going to break for lunch. Yeah, thought my belly was telling me I was hungry, and it's almost 11:30. I usually eat around 10:45, 11. So we'll come back after the Kubota's been on there. I get fueled up, and we'll put this down in the hole better. But yeah, I mean, the old 55 did pretty good, or 855. Maybe it took a little longer this morning, but once I broke through, it was all good. So I'll see you after lunch. Hey, buddy. Okay, so all four posts are in. I've got to turn these two just a smidge. These two look fine, and then I'll plumb them up and we'll pack them in. That one's not wanting to turn, so we may have to lift it out and just put it back in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I mean, it worked just fine for that one. I just need like 20 degrees, not even that, maybe 10, just to square it up with that one up there. So that's all right. Okay, so they're squares we're going to get. So we're going to start leveling over from the bunks. I got to account for a beam, so I'm not sure. I wanted to put a 12 footer on here, but I don't have any 12 footers, so I'm going to look around and see what I do have. I mean, I can always put more railroad ties on top of these, but those are only 8-9 feet long. So just a quick pause here. These two posts I dug yesterday, and it did get down to, I don't know, 10 or 12 last night. So the dirt that I pulled out of the ground kind of froze in place, and today I think is a high of 27. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I didn't think there was that much moisture in there because we got like 1.5 inches of snow all year so far, and I don't think it would have been down that far. But we did have a wet spring that went into late summer. But anyways, just kind of scraping up the frozen dirt, trying to pack it in there. It's a pain in the butt. So I'm using railroad ties for my posts. They'll last plenty for me. In fact, I pulled some old railroad ties out that they were using for fence posts, and they were still good. I don't know how long they've been there, but they had some really old fencing on there, so I would guess probably 30-40 years. If I'm still milling in 34 years, I'm doing something right. So, if I got to replace it at that time, I'll replace it at that time. But I had these on stock. But anyways, yeah, I got these all plumbed up now. I'm just packing this last one, and then I'll level a line over, and we'll start cutting her down. Oh, that gave me one hell of a Charlie. Boy, that hurt. All right, well, so I leveled over from there, went to there, then to there, and then to this last post. And I just figured, let's see how off we are. And it's less than a 16th. I mean, it's probably less than a 32nd. So that's pretty good for just an old 6-foot level I've had forever. Okay, so I'm using this to mark it with, just so I can see. I'm just going to cut it off with the chainsaw. It's in fine carpentry or anything like that. And I'll do that 4 times. All right, I found two 6x6s. One's 10'6", and the other one is like 9'7". So I'm just gonna cut them both down to 9'6". Again, I don't plan on having 50 logs on here, maybe 3 to 5. So I'm gonna cut this one first. So I'll just take you along. Got these hanging over a foot, which I think is plenty. That should give me enough room to run the sawmill down and back. But I need something to bridge the gap from the log deck to the sawmill deck. So what I'm thinking about is notching something out in here and putting like a bridge here. And just running a bolt through there, and it'll rest on the sawmill track over there when I need it to. And then when I don't need it, I'll just bring it back. I'll probably have to cut this at a 45 so it stays like that. That's what I'm thinking right now. So I'm just kind of running through the measurements, how beefy I want it. It's about a 4.5-foot gap. So let me gather up some material, come up with a plan, and then I'll bring you back when we go to execute that plan.